They are sent on their way from the 1900-meter marker. Luxembourg's right there at the rail. Whipping Marmalade's been ridden along. Judd is well placed, and Shining Bright's going around them. Shining Bright's now off to lead it. Command Respect is on the outside of runners as they go in behind the drill hall. They are followed by Ice Baron. Then comes King Mouse. BHAKKA is further back in the run. It's giving them about 8 or 9 lengths start. And then comes Belshazzar. Belshazzar is one of the trailers, and Jumping Castle's a long way last. There's about 12, 13 lengths top to tail. Shining Bright takes them to the 1300. Command Respect is second, and Whipping Marmalade's at the rail in third. Judd's in fourth position. Luxembourg is perfectly placed. That's at the rail, about 4 lengths off the leader. Magari's on the outside. Then comes BHAKKA. That's in the yellow silks near the rail, about 7 lengths off them. Jumping Castle's going around them, wide out from last, and trying to pass a couple of the stragglers. Then comes King's Mouse behind that, Belshazzar, and at the back of the field is Ice Baron, about 9 or 10 lengths off the leader. Shining Bright continues to lead it. Command Respect is second. Whipping Marmalade at the rail third. Judd's in that fourth position, and Luxembourg just waits at the rail, about 4 lengths off the lead at this stage. They are followed further back in the run by BHAKKA, and towards the outside of that one, Magari, and then comes Jumping Castle. Top of the lane, just over 400 meters to go. And now Command Respect, Shining Bright. Towards the outside, Luxembourg. BHAKKA's in the yellow silks trying to put in a claim. Also trying to run on as Magari. Command Respect, the leader. BHAKKA's a big runner coming to the 200-meter marker. And BHAKKA moves up to Command Respect. Luxembourg's under pressure. Command Respect is trying to fight back, but BHAKKA's finding that little bit extra. And BHAKKA's going on to win it. BHAKKA has won it. Command Respect, Belshazzar, Ice Baron, and Luxembourg. As you heard from Sheldon, there was a lot of value about number 5, BHAKKA, who comes good at 360, and it's the Wiley Hall, Alison Wright, Hollywood Syndicate. Sheldon asked how this horse was named. I think Peter Barker came up here the one day and said this horse was named after him because some guy couldn't pronounce the Barker and called it BHAKKA. So just do that in your interview, please, and that's how I think the name came about. Command Respect second, third to number 11, Belshazzar, Ice Baron fourth, and then the tote favourite, number 1, Luxembourg. So at one stage, BHAKKA was paying something like 6 Rand, ends up at 360. And this is Ashton Aries. So as we look at this, Command Respect runs a very nice race. That's number 8. It was paying 490 a place, 25 Rand a win. And then BHAKKA goes out to challenge it and ends up winning. That's the running of the first. Until the second race, back to the studio.
Well, number 5, BHAKKA, the son of Wiley Hall, well named from the Alison Wright camp, has come good today. Now, spent about 3 hours watching the replays, going through the form lines to find out what happened last time, and barring that last run, he looked the horse to beat.
Yeah, Sheldon, just well done to the Hollywood team, to Peter Barker, who he's named after. I'm so thrilled he's here to lead him in. But just getting back to him, before his last run, he had an accident. He got loose at the track on the turn, ran all the way home, realized that he had gone past our yard and decided to do a U-turn and went right over the rails, flipped over, and yeah. Thankfully, he just had a few sort of grazes. He opened up his knees, so he wasn't in work for about 2 weeks, and I think that had a lot to do with it. And then also that day that he raced, it was with all the rain and the going was terrible. You know, he just didn't enjoy being in that going. So I think that was his excuse, but I think it was more his accident that he had. And he's back over this distance. You know, we ran him over the 1600 just as he hadn't been in work, and so I think he's enjoyed the going, the distance today. Well done to Ash and to the whole team.
Well done.
Thanks very much, and thanks to Hollywoodbets, our sponsors.
There we go. Let's get Ashton Aries. Very warm out here. Now, you gave him a barrier trial and then third to Lundy's lad. So you must have known just a matter of time before you jump aboard and you struck gold.
Yes, you know, this was actually ran a very good race out first time out, you know. Despite the fact 1400, he was very green on that occasion. Coming back to this race, we always knew we'd want the distance. Just a big thank you to Mr. Wright and well done to the Hollywood team.
Around the turn, just for a stride or two, you had to keep him interested?
Yes, you know, he was so relaxed. I just had to wake him up, you know. He actually did it better than I thought he would do it today. Just well done to everyone.
Anything else from your side?
You know, in the next race, I'm riding a Queen, Console Queen that I ran third on last time. I think she's in with a chance. It's just a bad draw. And obviously for Mr. Puller later on, race 5, just think they can all be in the money.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Let's get the team in from Hollywood now. Tell us about the naming of the horse.
This is named after BHAKKA. He's one of the key players in the winning form office, and it's nice to see him win in his 4th or 5th start, so very happy.
Well, he's a nice type of horse. I had a chat to you beforehand, and we thought that he'd probably win today, and then you got Sunny Bill de Toy later. Is he going to bounce back today?
Look, I mean, he's obviously lost a bit of form, so we'd have to wait for him to show some improvement before we kind of tip him confidently to the rest of the public. But just getting back to the source, nice training feat by Alison Wright and her team. Obviously, he had his issues when he got loose a couple of weeks before that last run, and it really wasn't his run. I mean, as I mentioned to you, you know, he didn't enjoy the soft going, and he was probably a little bit outpaced. But obviously, well done to Alison, as I say. Well done to Ashton, a nice ride. He got a dream split up the middle, and obviously he took the opportunity and got the job done. And the breeders, Wilgebos, Drift and Maritzfontein. Well done.
Super.
Thank you very much.
Does Peter Barker want to come through and have a quick chat? Named after you. Lovely to come into the winner's box. You must have been screaming him home.
That I certainly did. Thank you, Sheldon. And obviously a big thanks to Alison and to Kevin, and obviously to Ashton as well, and Malakaya, the groom. Thank you.
Go enjoy.
Certainly will. Thank you.
Last but not least, the winning groom, we're going to hand over Malakaya. So Malakaya there, Zane's going to do the handover, the 1,000 Rand token from Hollywoodbets and Gold Circle. BHAKKA in the winner's queue.